What's going on, Well Squad? My name is EJ, and what I want to go over today is how to create Facebook ads. This is going to be a basic tutorial of how to set up a Facebook ad, and we're going to use previous content that we already posted before on our Instagram. So we're going to take the content that was posted on our Instagram organically, then we're going to turn around and we're going to run a Facebook ad. First things first is you want to go to your ads manager. Now, before you do that, you want to make sure that you have your pixel set up on Shopify. And what that allows you to do is basically track the activity that's going on your website. Once you have your pixel installed, you want to come to the Facebook ads manager, and then you're just going to click on create in this top left hand corner. Now, what we want to do is we want to get sales, so we're going to click on sales and then hit continue. Now for your campaign setup, we're going to do a manual setup, but they have an automatic setup as well where Facebook goes through and they'll set up this campaign for you, but we're going to do a manual setup so we have more flexibility in the options and the things that we're choosing. So we're going to hit continue. Have our campaign level. This is where you're going to choose what you're optimizing for. Then on the second level, you have the ad set. The ad set level is going to be who you're targeting, right? So if you're targeting people who like dogs or like cats, this is going to be where that's controlled at. Last thing you have is you have your actual ad. Think of your ad as the visual people see when your ad actually shows up, right? And you're trying to get people to buy from you. So for our campaign name, what we want to do is we want to have the name of the actual product that we're selling if we're doing a campaign for a specific product. Sometimes when I'm just doing a campaign for a general sale and I want to send people just to my homepage or to a specific collection page, I will name it after that. So for this example, we're going to promote a 50% off sale that we're doing. We don't need to select anything for special ad categories. So we have all this other stuff turned off, and then we're just going to hit next. Now we have our ad set name. Our ad set name is going to be named after the audience that we're targeting in this case. And for this basic example, we're going to do no interest, broad targeting. So what this means is we're not going to target anybody specifically. We're going to allow Facebook to find our audience and find our potential customers. We're not going to target based on interest. So we have our conversion location. Our conversion location is going to be our website. Our performance goal, we want to maximize the number of conversions. Our data set is going to be our pixel. Our conversion event is going to be purchase. Ultimately, that's what we want. We want more purchases and more sales. Now we have a daily budget. This budget is going to apply specifically to this ad set right here, right? So if we had multiple ad sets, and let's just say we spent $10, right, per day. But if we had 2 assets, that means that we're going to spend $20 per day. Now, if we had 3 assets, that means we're going to spend $30 per day, right? So this is the budget for the specific ad set. In this example, we're only going to have 1 ad set, but you can test out different interests and different targeting. Therefore, you can spend your budget evenly across multiple ad sets if you did have multiple ad sets, right? So we're just going to spend $10 per day. So for our start date, we can select tomorrow or sometime in the future. And then if you have a specific end date, you can select that, but we're not going to select that. Now for our Advantage Plus audience, what we're going to do is we're just going to switch to original audiences, but we're not going to select a custom audience, or we're not going to select a specific interest that we're targeting, right? So we're targeting people in the United States. They're going to be age 18 to 65, and we're not going to throw any detailed targeting or anything like that. Now, if we weren't doing broad targeting, we could come here and we can type in specific interests or behaviors. So in this case, we can do like watches or watch, and then different interests will pop up right here, right? So people who like watches, then if we selected watch right here, we would come and then we would name our ad set name based off the interest that we're targeting. Then we have our different placements such as Instagram stories, our Instagram posts, our Facebook stories, or your Facebook feed, right? So we're going to allow Facebook to choose the best platforms to post it on. So we're just going to hit next. Now we have our ad name. Our ad name is going to be based off of the type of ad we're running. Now the ad is going to be the actual visual that people see when our ad pops up on Facebook or Instagram. I know for my organic posts, it's going to be a carousel. So I'm just going to say carousel. Now, if you have multiple ads that you wanted to run, right? So different visualizations that you want to run and test out, then you can have carousel 1. You can come here, you can duplicate it, have carousel 2, and carousel 2 would be based off the content that you're using, right? So you have to come in and change the content, but we're just going to name it carousel 1 in this example. Now, for our ad setup, what we're going to do is we're going to use previous content that we already posted before on our Instagram page. So we don't have to go through and we don't have to add a title and description or any of that. We can just come here and then we're going to use an existing post. And like I said before, you would do this if your post already has some type of engagement, some interactions, then you can just turn around and run that as an ad. So we're going to unselect multi-advertiser ads. Then what we want to do is we just want to come down and then we want to select our posts. Now we can come to Instagram and then we can select this post right here. This one promotes a 50% off sale. So it already fills out the primary text for us. We can select here if we want to test out different variations. Then we have our URL. Your URL is going to be where you actually send people to when they click on the ad, right? So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to send people to our homepage. Now, if you're running an ad for a specific product and that content was tied to a specific product, that's where you want to send people to, is that product page. But in this case, this is a general 50% off sale. So we're going to send them to our homepage. Then we have our call to action. Our call to action is going to be shop now. So now we want to make sure that our website events has our pixel ID right here. You can always come back and double check different levels of your ads. So we can come back to our ad set level. We can come back to our campaign level and we can see if we want to change anything. Okay, so once everything looks good, you can just come down to the bottom right and then you could just hit publish and then your ad is going to be good to go. So that's going to be it for today's tutorial. Hopefully you guys found this informative. Drop a like, drop a comment, and stay tuned for the next video.